and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Friday Night Motorsport at the GSRC. You're watching some radical action coming from downtown Chicago on the street course there in Illinois in the United States of America. My name is Nick, and I'll be joined tonight with Joe Baldwin, who'll be pushing all the buttons. Joe, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Nick. Hey, I called it last night, and we can tell the people that I was right. This is going to be a crazy race going by what we've seen in practice with guys just trying to get the handle on these little buzzbox cars with all the downforce and all the power and not a lot of tyre on a bumpy street circuit. It's going to make for an interesting race tonight, Nick. It's pretty wild, actually. So looking forward to this.
It's very, very wild race. As you can see, it's basically two on the track map that was there, two big blocks of downtown Chicago. There it is right there on the track map. It's 19 degrees C with the track at 19 degrees, partly cloudy. A bit of a stiff wind happening there, and we're starting early in the morning, or early-ish in the morning here. Nice and, well, relatively flat. There is a couple ups and downs around that top part there off the map. But the biggest thing, Joe, is the bumps. Yeah, well, with these skateboards. Yeah,
I was going to say, especially when you're in a oh, there we go. I've done it again. There we go. The music. Sorry, guys. When you're on a in what's effectively a steroid-injected go-kart, the bumps around here are going to seem double the size of what they would normally. So yeah, it's going to be a fun race. I know the guys had a bit of trouble in practice, but here's your qualifying list, Nick.
All right, top 10, Aidan Leeswaite on the pole there on 18-stick. John Merritt, Chris Noble, Daniel Yeaman, row 2. Stuart Ellis, Dylan Walker on row 3. Sam Stride, Ash Lear, row 4. And Lockhart, Brownlee, and Jackson Dial round out your 10 there.
So over the page on the 10th row, on the 6th row, we've got Adam Maverick and Fred Kahn with Reese Gosner and Alex Court in 13-14. Greg Heaney's had a great qualifying tonight in 15th with Paul Wood on his outside. Warren Ibbott and Gary Cousins in the Aussie Racers car in 17 and 18. 19th, Dane Snadden and Flash Graphics' very own John Simpson in 20th.
Over the page, we got Jonathan Hooper and Matthew Gerard on the 11th row. Kazinas and Gomez on the next row. Reese and Adams, Scott Jordanson, Adam Proctor, Colin Bennett and Atsushi Asafune.
He's back again for another week to tie my tongue up. So
I think there's another page, Joe, too.
There's
like
another page. So Richard King and Josh Millard round out 31st, 32nd. Liam Braid, Eduardo Zamora, Martin Walker, Oliver Pattinson, Sam Chapman and David Baz are 37th, 38th. Josh Suino and Liam Haycock are in the 40th. As we're about to go green.
So it's a standing start, 20-minute race, followed by a 30-minute race, and we're green. All right.
I might have missed the start a little bit there. Sorry, people. So many
That's
cars
right.
to get through tonight, Nick. It's crazy.
You would have thought the most incompatible combination, and more people have turned up than any other week.
Yeah.
So
yeah, 110%. It's crazy, but these guys are putting on at the front. They're quite clean at the moment, considering what I was expecting to happen is not. The guys are all been absolutely keeping it clean so far. Oh, right.
Yeah.
I spoke too soon. We got some movement down the back.
There it is. So we'll get to that one.
We will unpick that.
We'll let it roll through a bit more. As you can see down the bottom of the screen and the top of the screen, guys, is obviously our partnerships and sponsorships. So please go check out their pages. We see the guys coming up through to the fountain. Excuse me, sorry, the monument's there. The fountain's on the right, which actually, I've got a bit of history on that one for a bit later. Coming down to the second last turn. This track, no runoff in a fair few key points, especially turn 1 and at the end of the back straight. So here we are, off the last turn, completing the first lap with 40 cars on the road. Well, let's see how many survive. There's already one in the pits, it's Warren Ibbott. Lap 1, and that's a minute and a half there, and we are 20-minute race to start this one. Obviously, we'd like to thank Bowens, the Builder's Choice, for coming on board and sponsoring and supporting this championship. And we'll obviously keep you updated on who the highest placed Bowens Builder's Choice car is. It happened to be Aiden, who was on the pole, who's right in our shot there, right behind John Merritt. Coming up to the backstretch. Joe.
Yeah, so we'll go and try and unpick a little bit of what happened there on that one. So down the back here, we got Jeff Adams was the first one to come up on the marker. So I think that's probably what's triggered all those reds. Yeah, just a little bit of thunderfoot. It's got out of control, slapped up against the wall, and that's all she wrote. Mark Gomes, I think he might have been one of the last guys that was into it.
No, it's further around. Oh, there's another crash. Okay, yeah.
Another one, so very similar.
So that one with Jeff Adams there, as you know, Joe, it's a fast entry, it's blind. But one of the ways to get around having a little bit of a correction there is get it parallel to the wall, so if at least it slaps the wall, it'll set you straight.
Yeah, so 323, that Julian Mookie, I think, was in the fence there, so that makes it hard for everybody. Or Julian Mackay, sorry. So back up the front here. So Merritt's got a straight car and a clean pair of heels at the moment. Aidan Luthwaite and Dan Yeaman within half a second. We've got a bit of a gap back there to Stuart Ellis, Chris Noble and Dylan Walker. They're in their own little battle. But it looks like some of the crashing might have... Oh, no, spoke too soon.
You can see on the track map that they are fully spread out across the circuit. So it's going to be... Ibbot's already in the pits there.
So,
Josh Millard.
So Josh Millard, what's happened to Josh? Come down.
His car's already bent.
It just hasn't pulled it up.
And there you can see from that Skycam, that waste option Skycam there is no runoff at the end of those big straights. This one and the one behind us. Because the tracks are literally facing each other at one intersection. So,
Stridey's done the same, just to rub against the wall.
Watch out! Buddy, they've got some quick reactions, these guys. Right, back to live pictures over the bridge. Jackson Dial coming back for the run across the start-finish line. He's currently in 10th position, chasing Adam Lavis down, half a second in front, and he's got a 1.8 second gap to Fred Kahn. I was just going to note too, Joe, on the starting grid, Adam Lavis and Fred Kahn, they are drawn together like magnets. Doesn't matter what series, what car, what track, they are generally around each other on track. So
absolutely, I tend to have the same thing with Adam as well. It doesn't matter whether I know GT4s, he smokes me, but like in the Porsche Cup and whatsoever, and a lot of the open wheelers and stuff like that, Adam and myself are fairly close, and he's just so clean to race with. Like he's a really, really good racer and respectful, but he's also would have to be one of the unluckiest guys in the club. I think we might have covered that a couple of weeks ago. But tonight, though, he's having a good run. He's up 2 positions, so he qualified 11th. He's currently in 9th. So he's actually gotten around Jackson Dial, who's still sitting where he started. Paul Wood, he's up 4 positions in 12th. But if we want to go through the list now of our biggest movers, we've got 2 guys that are up 15 positions from their starting, which is David Baz, who's here. So we've got Dave Baz, and right behind him is Josh Wino. He's up 15 positions. You can see him just in the background. But the biggest one of all so far, and I don't mind giving this guy a big shout out, is our old
He's up 18 now.
He's up 18. Here we go. Wayne Viz, mate, good to see you back in the racing on a Friday night, and up 18 positions, mate. It's nothing to sneeze at. So clearly, it's a car track combo that's suiting him, Nick.
Yeah, look, my gut feeling is it's not the car that's drawn everybody, it's the track. So, bumpy street circuit, it could have been any car, I reckon, and this place would have been filled out like it is with 40 people in here. So, going well, and Wayne is going well. He's up 18 as well, just as you started saying he was up 17, went up another spot. So, he doing really well. Daniel Yeaman with the fastest lap and 18.4 in the last one.
Yeah, these guys are they're starting to pack it in together close. The top 3, they're nose to tail, as you can see there, as they're going around the fountain area. I believe they call it a fountain area through this little. That's such a high-speed kink to the right, and these cars with the downforce and the bumps there. Real hard work. We might actually jump on board with Aiden, I think. We'll have a look at this from his looking at the back of John's car. So, talk us through a lap here, Nick.
So working your way through the gears across the start finish line. The fountain is off to our right behind the pits there. Oh, sorry, to our left, sorry. Through turn 1, second gear, 90 degrees. Through turn 2, second gear, 90 degrees to the right this time. Now we run our way down the back straight. We're heading south. You can see parliamentary buildings, all sorts of things in the foreground and the background. Through the first kink flat out, braking for the second one, through the gears. John got a little sideways there, and then back to second, and then work our way north. Yeah, he just brushed the wall there. North coming down the next straight, but this one has got, again, no runoff at the end here. There's just tyres, because pit lane exit's literally in front of us on the other side of the wall. 90 degrees to the left. He's going to crisscross him. He's going to the outside here, over the train line, then down to this really steep downhill braking. 90 degrees again to the right. And then past what we've termed the fountain, monuments. You can see there's all sorts of geographical things there. To the CBD off to the left. Not flat through there, it's almost flat, but you can't keep it flat because the wheel spin will just flare it up and spit you out. Another 90 degree right, and then over the bridge again, and then back to another 90 degree right to complete the lap.
And that right there, as you come out of that corner, I think that'll be about the first place I would take a breath if I was running one of these cars around here. I think you're...
Lap traffic now, Joe.
Yeah, just have come up quick. The guys are doing good.
7 laps.
Getting out of the way, 7 laps or so. A lot of these guys were caught up in that lap 1 incident, so...
That's right. Oh, we got a challenge here. Side by side. Fit, guys, fit. I think Aiden might have this. He's got the inside running for the next right-hander and the following one. John Merritt's had to succumb to that, and Aiden is in front now. Aiden from John Merritt and Dan Yeaman.
Don't really want to go away from this, but we have had another incident back in the field here. Martin Walker, what's happened to Martin? Come down, turn
down
1.
Straight that we...
Yeah, pinch the rear again and offed.
Yeah,
Doesn't
no runoff. Also of note... Oh, sorry, go, Joe.
I was going to say, Liam Haycock looks like he may have had a bit of an incident. Well...
Yeah, just too hot to turn 1. Wow.
Oh, jeepers, that was close.
The leaders are in the background too. So of note, Joe, the reason why I chose this for this particular date is there's something similar happening at the Gold Coast this weekend. So I thought, what the hell, let's put a street circuit on.
Yeah, definitely. And the Gold Coast thing, I just big shout out to Erebus donating $5,000 to the Australian Motorsport Federation Fund for not joining a party last night, I believe. So, yay, Erebus, kicking goals yet again.
If I know that, that's a fantastic one. I'll have to cover that over the podcast.
Yeah, we'll do that again. So, may even get a podcast up this weekend, guys, and we're hoping to have a guest. So, but 1 or 2 is on the list as John Merritt's getting pressure from the outside here by Dan Yeaman.
Yeaman, yeah, John brushed the wall going up to that first back straight. So Yeaman's going to try and crisscross him at every possible point here. Across the train line.
There, John's deep. Hey, pulled it up nicely. Well done, John.
It's a very easy geographical track. Like, to the right of these guys is all parkland, and to the left is a CBD. So, very easy to get to if you're in the Chicago area. And they run it in summertime, so it's not too cold and it won't be covered in snow.
Yeah, I don't know how well. Then again, you can probably run the radicals around here in the snow. I mean, look in front
snowplow on the front, yeah.
They're like mini snow plows, right? But hey, look, these guys are doing a great job, and the field seems to have sorted itself out a little bit with the incidents. I haven't had one come up for a while, and I'm probably speaking a little bit too soon. But we might have a look back through. We've got a couple of battles going on here. So this is. From 10th, Jackson Dial, Fred Kahn, Paul Wood, Sam Stride and Reece Gosner all seem to be in a fair old battle here at the moment.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they're doing a great job.
Yeah, Heaney's dropped off the back of these guys by just under 5 seconds, and John Simpson a further 3 seconds behind him. But this is a pretty good battle, looking here.
It's one of those battles that you don't want to be the first one to blink or make a mistake, because the front of these cars are a wedge and you'll just get wedged up or somebody will run into you. So you've got to be real careful and really be on the ball. as we come over the train line back into the back end of the lap, through this fast fountainy, there's monuments down here. I'm just looking it up. It's Congress Plaza Drive, this section that they're on. And they're going to go down South Michigan Avenue and then turn right into East Jackson Drive. Here we go. Oh, how close do you want to get it, Sam Stride? Up over the train line again. And they're going to turn right into Columbus Drive again, South Columbus Drive, and up the front straight. Complete another lap. The actual fountain there, Joe, is behind Barney there in the background there in the parklands. And that fountain was used at the start of a couple things, and one of note that I've been watching lately is Married with Children.
Oh, of course, yes.
That's the fountain.
I might have grown up on that. That's why I'm probably a little bit too sarcastic these days. He was my idol. So he's had a... Oh, no. So it looks like Eduardo's just locked the brake there and left Sam, poor Chapo, has had nowhere to go and just been on board here. So yeah, Eduardo's just left Chapo nowhere to go. So yeah, unfortunate for
Chapo straightened him out.
For Sam, but they play on and fight again.
Well, Chapo straightened him out there, so play on. And we got Chris Noble here in 5th.
Championship leader. He won't be happy where he's sitting at the moment. We'll run over the current. So you've had a rough night then, Alex, I take it.
Oh, look. Each to their own, but hey, 40 people can't be wrong. And they race 43 NASCARs around here.
Oh no.
We got some movement.
Yeah, of the wrong kind.
Then we got, oh wow. Is this lap cars involved in this?
Oh, there was.
Oh, hold the brakes.
No.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
yeah, I can see penalties happening.
No.
And they're still piling in.
They're still piling in there.
I don't think they know what yellow flags are. Oh, this is live. This is live? Oh, no, it's a replay.
It was, almost.
Oh, wow.
Oh, ouch. Oh, guys, come on.
Oh, they're still crashing in the background. Well, at least that one made it into the pits.
The tow wouldn't be too bad. Parts strewn everywhere. Yep, everyone's in the pits. Oh, God. Very unfortunate for just about everybody there, I think.
Yeah, I think it was something like about 20th back.
So,
all right, we got here.
Might have been
7th.
Might have been something in it there for Alex. Hopefully he'll start race 2. But at the moment, Jeff Adams is sitting on point. He's 25th currently, up 1 position, and that will put him on the pole for race 2. We're still a top 25 reverse, are we, for race 2? Yes.
Yep. So top 25. And what are we watching here? Stuart Ellis, Dylan Walker and Chris Noble here fighting for 4th, 5th and 6th. Fantastic section of circuit this. And then down the back straight. And they're chasing an Aussie racer's car, but that looks like it might be a lap down. Diecam brought to you by Waste Options. Hard braking down here. Turning off South Columbus Drive and going up East Balbo Drive over the top of the train line. Oh no, careful now, boys. South Michigan Avenue and then take a little detour.
Bit of a bounce off the wall there for Walker in the 530 car. Oh no.
Oh, watch out.
I'm not sure who that is.
That's the Achula Toyota car of someone. It's not John Merritt, is it? It is. It is John Merritt.
Is it?
Yeah. I think he just pulled to the pits as well.
He did.
I'll have to look at that one because he's not on the top 3 there. So it's Chris Noble, Stuart Ellis.
Let's see where he's had an accident. I'm not sure what happened to John there. But what that's done, Chris Noble's now in the lead. So Chris Noble, Stuart Ellis and Dylan Walker are top 3. So yeah, interested to know, unfortunately, whatever's happened to John. Now, I'm just looking through my list. No.
So while you're doing that, Joe, it was 16 and a half minutes in. We've done 13 laps. 20-minute race. We'll probably get about 16 laps, I reckon. 15, 16 laps. It looks like, sounds like you found it. Here we go.
I've got
Radar and replay.
Has there been a lap car involved? Yes, yes. So unfortunate. So
Because you're just so close to each other.
Yeah, so that's got John Yeaman.
Whoa!
I
We're going to expect the same thing at the Gold Coast, I think, especially through the fast chicane. Somebody's just going to arrive to the scene, not know what's just happened, and F John's in.
He's still sitting in the top 10 though. He's currently in ninth, so that unpicks what happened to your leader. So Chris Noble, your championship leader's coming out smelling like roses after that one with 2.5 minutes to go in race one. And it just goes, you know, like you've got to be so aware around a concrete canyon of what's going on around you with cars crashing and keeping an eye on you, you know, when it says, you know, you have local yellows pop up ahead, you've just got to be so aware. But unfortunately for John there, coming out of that right-hander, you know, with a fair bit of pace up, you know, these things are pretty rapid. He just had a wall of cars in front of him. Just unfortunately, John just couldn't pull it up. So
and the front two are still setting PBs. They're still setting fast laps, 18.5 and an 18.3. So they're not slowing down the pace, even though they're starting to get through some lap traffic. And we cut here too. Was that Nudden and Yeaman?
Yeah, so Yeaman's making his way back up through. He's now one position on track behind John Merritt, who only he dropped from the lead to ninth. And they were just lucky where it happened was right at pit entry.
That's right, yeah.
So, oh no, looks like we've got another bit of an incident here for David Baz. What's happening to David? Oh no. So I think John Simpson might have had a crash there, and Dave Baz is just unsighted.
Turned up, yeah. He turned up late.
So here's what's happened to Simo. Oh!
Yeah, the bumps. The bumps. You can't hold flat there. And, closing gap.
That's unfortunate. Yeah, unlucky. So, but up the front, Chris Noble's actually gotten himself a bit of a gap, as I wouldn't mind betting. We have a look at Barney here. He'd be waving the white flag, would he? No, he's around the back at the moment, so...
Just quickly, Dylan Walker is closing the gap down to these guys in front. He's only 1.3 behind. He's actually closing down to Stuart Ellis, and he's closing the gap to Chris Noble's stabilising. But yeah, just keep an eye on him. He might turn up in this shot for one more lap. There he is in the background. Up over the bridge, coming into the final turn off East Jackson Drive, there up South Columbus Drive. There's Barney waving that flag.
There we go.
There's the whitey.
White flag for Chris Noble and Stuart Ellis, and Dylan Walker fighting it out for the podium result in race one. 80 more seconds to go. We'll see what happens here. So this is all starting to bunch up too at the front. So it's 1.2 seconds back from Chris Noble to Dylan Walker, and he's just in shot there, and half a second from Ellis to Noble. So we'll keep an eye on these guys. Doesn't seem to be there's too much traffic. There's just two cars further around the corner. And no lap cars in front to worry him just at the moment. It's when you get to the tight section of track, Joe, I'm a bit worried. Hey, Chris is already trying to stitch the straight, trying to break the draft. And Stuart is still on his tail. He's less than half a second away. He's got a handful of more corners to go into the technical part of the circuit. Through the fast left-hander, through the bumpy right-hander that leads him back on. Can't hold it flat through here, but through the McDonald's signage. Coming up and over to the last corner. East Jackson Drive and then onto South Columbus to complete the 16th and final lap. And your race one winner, Chris Noble from Stuart Ellis and Dylan Walker. There's your top three. Dylan Walker got that gap down in the end, so congratulations to him. We'll let them all come across because there's a lot to unpick here. There was a fair few guys that had
from 39th and back, there was a lot of people in the pits or have quit out. So we'll see how this all plays out. Where did John Merritt finish in the end?
John Merritt finished in 9th. Dan Yeaman 10th.
Yeah.
So we'll get to that in just a moment.
Bruised and battered, and now we've got a full reverse grid at 30 minutes. This is going to be interesting. Oh, sorry, top 25 reverse grid.
25, yes. It's still coming.
Yeah, there's still 3 more cars to come around the last turn, just looking on your map. Here they come, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5.
They're all hiding in the dots. All right, so that'll give us
those cars.
Oh, golly, I'll tell you what, that was a fair old race, that one, Nick.
Yeah. All right, so race 1 winner Chris Noble from Stuart Ellis and Dylan Walker round out your 3. Ashley Jackson-Dale round out your 5. Frank Kahn at 6, Paul Wood to 7th, Aidan Luthwaite fell back down to 8th, John Merritt fell to 9th, and Daniel Yeaman in 10th. Dane Snudden 11th, Mark Gomez in 12th, Sam Catagazinas at 13th, Oliver Patterson 14th, Wayne Visser 15th, great drive, Adam Proctor 16th, Atsushi Safune in 17th, Richard King 18th, Lockhart Brownlee in 19th, sorry, and to round out the 20 there, Sam Chapman.
And 21st there, Matthew Gerard, Greg Heaney, 22nd, Colin Bennett pulls to 23rd position. And your front row for race 2 is in 24th finish. So he'll start second is Josh Swino and Sean Rees. He pulls the ace out of the hat. Adam Maverick missed by 1 position. So, yeah, unlucky there for Mav. Gary Cousins. I was going to say Gazza, we're actually friends with him. I just got tongue-tied. Reece Gosler in 28th. Scott Jordison, Warren Ibbett, Jeff Adams, round out 28 to 31st. Yeah, up 22 positions for Oliver Pattinson was a great result. So Josh Millard, Martin Walker in 32-33. 34 to the back of the grid is Nominson, Braid, Jonathan Hooper, John Simpson, David Baz probably gets the gong for the unluckiest guy in the race, that one. Eduardo Zamora and Sam Stride. I don't believe there's any. Oh, there we go. No, even more. Just about 44 starters. Wow.
Liam Haycock, Alex Court, Sammy Taylor, and Sam King.
I tell you what, that was pretty wild. I know we've got Tim Watson is down there in race control now. I wouldn't want to be him for loving the money right now. No, thank you. I mean, it can be quite a thankless job at the best of times, but when you're dealing with that sort of thing, whew, you know, 44 cars, bumpy track. The cars are difficult to drive around here anyway. I haven't seen Alex Court comment again, so I don't know whether or not he's going to be rejoining us for race 2. He could get most positions gained if he played it right, but yeah, it's certainly a learning experience when you get a combination like that one, Nick.
For sure. I'm just looking here. I believe the bottom 3 may not reconnect. We'll see what happens here. So Alex Court, Sam Taylor, Sam King. This was coming into this round. You can see here the table here. Chris Noble from John Merritt and Stuart Ellis. 121, 117, 104, your top 3 there. Adam Lavis scored no points in that one, so he's stuck on 99. Dylan Walker, Aidan Leithwaite, Alex Cole, Paul Wood, Fred Kahn, Ashley around at your 10 there. So there's going to be a lot of chop and changing there. But we'll see here. Okay, we're gridding up. There's still 1 or 2 more cars to fill up the grid. And here are the lights. Revs up.
The red is for red. Rev. Green's for go, and we're away. Bit of movement at the back there. Somebody's got a bad start.
Oh, wow.
Ducking out.
They're formed up around the corner, Joe. Oh, there's already a bottleneck here at turn 1. Yeah, looks like John Merritt.
Oh, no, poor Merritt.
Guys, bit of room, bit of awareness.
Cold tyres. I think cold tyres might be a bit of a thing for the guys. They're just not giving the tyres the respect they need on lap one. You've got to be so gentle with them. Not just these cars, but all cars. Especially the Porsche last night, which was a bit difficult at turn one for both races for yours truly, but we battled along and had finishes. But yeah, it's sort of a bit of monkey see, monkey do on the cold tyres tonight, as Wayne Viz is already up 3 positions in 8th.
And that's the thing. Well, Wayne's on the charge, but there's nowhere to hide around here. If you smack a wall, you're bouncing back into the traffic. So it looks like somebody's against the wall back there in the background. We'll get to that later. We'll complete the first lap. You see here Wayne visited through the roundabouty type section and then coming to complete the end of the lap. Up East Jackson Drive, up and over the hill. You can see how quite steep it is. And then it flattens out to then come back down South Columbus. So we complete the lap. Lock brakes as well, plenty of smoke. And there's lap 1 done. Only 28 and a half minutes to go.
Matt Gerard, getting monster there.
There's a spinner.
No, that was Fizzer. Oh, Wayne.
But look at the gap. There's another crash. There's bits of bodywork going everywhere. It's all happening.
Mavs
wow, there's a lot of cars
9.
missing the front.
Jonathan Hooper's up 17 positions from his starting position already. Crazy. Sam Stride's up 13. Bruce Goslin's up 15. Adam Maverick's up 9 positions. Josh Millard lid. He's up 10. David Baz is up 14. So big movement up and down the field at the moment as we might just watch this one down to turn 1.
There's at least 5 active cars in pit lane as well. So that's the end of the second straight, Joe.
All right.
So up and over. They look very similar.
See if we can't pick what happened here. Merritt was the first one to come up on the marker.
They all just escaped to a stop.
He got
and then,
tagged.
Clipped. Yeah.
From the inside, then I think just everyone has just piled in, just had nowhere to go. Yeah, I think all these guys have just piled into that same crash. Yep. So pretty much a carbon copy of the first one. So lap 2 incident here for Josh Wino. He outbraked himself? No. Car in front.
Guy slowed right up in the middle there.
Mark Gomez got into him. Stuart Ellis was involved.
There's a lot of cars without fronts on these lapping at the moment.
Yeah, so Oliver Pattinson's had another one. He was up against the fence, so it's already happened there for Oliver.
That's probably the safest place to be right now.
Yeah. I think at the bar with a beer in your hand would be about the safest place to be. To be fair, Gerard's got down. Way too hot. Way too hot. Like the rears.
Yeah, over the bumps.
Not over. Not over, unfortunately. I mean, he might come out and keep going, but a chance for a great result's probably been lost. Dan Yeaman's just put the move on for 5th on Colin Bennett. He's up 11 positions now. He's having a good run in race 2.
Yeah, it's good to see some of these guys having a better run now in race 2. Sean Reese is still showing a clean pair of heels. He just crossed the line on a 19.8. Greg Heaney, Sam Chapman rounding out your top 3 there. So Greg Heaney up 2 positions, and he's currently sitting in 2nd. He's your highest placed Bowen's Builder's Choice car. See there? Bit of the jigsaw puzzle on the rear wing. Guys coming down to the fast right-hander at the end of, I just lost the name. And then they're coming back down East Columbus Drive again, so...
we might take a lap with Greg, being as he's on the team that got us a naming right sponsor, so we'll have a look and see how Greg's doing as he's chasing Sean Rees down for the lead. It'd be nice to see Greg get a great result in these cars in the series. He does love the Radical SR8s. He was telling me the other night he thoroughly enjoys these cars, so as he comes down to start another, no, one more corner to go.
East along East Jackson Drive, and then we're going to turn south and go down South Columbus here. That's for the lead here. Right behind Sean Rees. And start a new lap. Past the fountain there on the left. Pits on the right. Turn 1. East Balbo Drive, up over the hill. And then they're going to go up to the Lakeshore Drive here.
Not a lot of cars using the highway out there.
Yeah. Run past the fields there on the right. Come into these fast corners up East Roosevelt Road and then back down South Columbus Drive again. And you can see here looking back from Sean Rees, looking back straight at the Greg Heaney. Coming down hard brake zone, that's right.
Greg's getting in there, he's certainly having a crack. He wants to have a taste of the lead here. I think he's got Lockhart Brownlee right on his cloaca at the moment. Dan Yeaman's up another spot, he's by Chapo. He's sitting in 4th, so he's going to loom in very, very large in these guys' mirrors in the next couple of laps. It's only 1.5 seconds, 1.6 seconds back on the 3rd place car of Lockhart Brownlee.
That's it. It looks like for the most part of both of these races, the top 3 seem to be a safe spot until they get into lap cars.
Yes.
So it's all starting to compress a little bit at the front. The top 5 are only separated by 5 seconds, or top 6 separated by 5 seconds or so. So people going to the outside, people going to the inside.
He got the job done too, ran the outside.
So Greg Heaney down to 3rd, Brownlee up to 2nd. What's Brownlee up 5 spots? Right behind him, Daniel Yeaman, like you mentioned, up 12. Pretty good gains there. And back down.
Bouncing over the bumps, yes. Yeah, so last independence there, just saying that the visuals, when you can look at the front of the car, you can see how much they porpoise as Dan's making the inside move. Oh,
Heaney got a problem.
Oh, no! Who was that out there? That was Lockhart.
Yeah.
So Lockhart,
he's overshot.
He's locked.
There he goes, he's locked the fronts.
From wide.
He's trying to get it around, and then 3 wide. It turned into 3 wide at the apex. Oh man.
No. Not sure who that was in the background. Oh, 125. Lockhart Brownlee ended upside down. Oh, so unlucky there for the guys there. That was just 4 into 2 don't really go. So,
yeah, right on the apex as well.
And Dane Snadden's now, Sam Hyde, definitely. So Dane Snadden, he's getting in there, putting the fight up for the Whiskey Boys with his teammate Reece Gosner, Aidan Luthwaite. Yep. So him and Aidan?
I think Aidan's in front now. Aidan's in 4th. That's on your replay there, on your waste options replay.
I knew that.
A good move. We cut back to the front here. Sean Rees, Daniel Yeaman, only 4 tenths apart. They got 6 seconds over Colin Bennett there in 3rd. So they haven't started getting into lap traffic just yet. No, but you can see on the track map they're tracking towards it pretty quickly. This is John Merritt up in 9th.
Oh, I thought Mav was going to have a move up the inside of Vizza there. Vizza's holding tough though. He might have had that spin earlier on, but he's still up 4 positions in 7th at the moment.
Yeah, what is it? Vizza, Lavis, Merritt and Khan.
Brett Khan.
Here we go. Loaded up on the right-hand side tyres through the bumps, and then you've got to change direction. So you can see the cars just bobbing and ducking everywhere. And we look back from John Merritt's car from the Sprayton side is on board. Up and over the hill and brake for the final turn. And even there on the throttle, you can hear the car just hopping and skipping over the bumps. There's your 7th lap completed, starting at 8th.
It's certainly not a linear acceleration rate when he whacked the wall.
He's brushed the wall.
It's not a linear acceleration rate when you've got non-linear traction with these cars, that's for sure. Fred Kahn's going to be all over him now after a mistake like that. So that's put a bit over a second gap between himself and Maverick. So yeah, he might even have a little bit of damage out of that one to the right front, I'd say, Nick.
If you're going to hit a wall, hit it parallel, because at least that way it'll minimise it. I think Adam's setting up for a move there. Sorry, Joe.
That's right. Oh, sorry, I missed the pass for the lead.
Oh, okay, yep.
So as we're back here,
we go.
Viz has made a bit of a mistake.
Oh, it's going to go
These guys
4
are all
wide,
over.
3 wide, 2 wide.
Oh, that's worked out
Got
bad
Merritt,
for
Adam
Mavs.
Lavis. What's going to happen here?
Mavs got a hand tougher in the outside. He's done well. Fred Kahn's getting in there. Smart racing by Adam there. He just had to keep that line around the outside to give him the inside for the carousel.
John's got to run.
He's got off the corner really well.
You can't rest around here. And John's got the inside, but he might take Fred with him too.
You certainly can't rest around there when you got the likes of John Merritt underneath your rear wing, that's for sure.
Yeah, John's a bit slow on a straight line, so... All the while these guys fight, the guy in front, Wayne Vizzers, just keeps getting away. So, kudos to Wayne because he's doing a fantastic job there. What's he in? 7th place. I think John's hit has damaged his car just enough to make it slower in a straight line than the rest of them. So he's going to have to go deeper into the corners and take a bigger risk going in.
How are you, boys?
We're expecting to hear your voice in here tonight, mate.
Oh, mate, I had a choice. I could either go cry myself to sleep or jump in here, so I chose the latter. I can attest to these things will cop an unbelievable amount of knocks before you put the steering out. So all these little taps and whatnot, I'd expect the boys to still be running straight steering racks.
Reece Gosner up 23 spots. He's on the back of these guys in the top 5. And they're in lap traffic now. Who's that pitting in there? I think that was Josh Millard.
Is there, you were in the race, is there the need to have a splashing dash with these cars around here tonight, Josh, or is there enough juice in the tank to get through to the finish line?
I don't believe you need a splash and dash in these, so the boys should be running to the end.
So you're more likely to go to the pits for a fast repair than anything?
Yeah, we'll hopefully avoid that one.
Oh, looks like Sean Rees might have had a bit of an incident here. Oh, a little bit smoky there. Big braking area. Oh,
The fast right-handers, and yeah, just flip the tyres.
That'll bend the steering.
Lucky he wasn't in front of a whole heap of cars, because he just bounced straight back into the path of oncoming traffic. As we catch up here with Colin Bennett and Reece Gosner, 4th and 5th. And look further back.
Merritt's just let Mav go there.
We'll have to find out what that is later on. But it looks like Adams in front of Merritt and Proctor, and he's chasing Fred Kahn just a bit further in front there.
So what did you find the most difficult part here? Was it the bumps? Was it the loss of aero when you got down to the apexes on the slower corners, or other cars getting in incidents around you and having nowhere to go, or is it all of the above? Josh, what was the main stress out there on track tonight?
Personally, I didn't have as much practice as everyone else, I'm guessing, but I had to learn how to drive these things on the fly. So once I worked out how to drive them, they're actually not that hard to get around here. The biggest issue that I think everyone will agree to tonight is there are a lot of cars on track, and even I was in 3 incidents in the last race, and they were all unavoidable. Yeah, tight track, lots of cars. Yeah, we're going to have a lot of people entering the pits for fast repairs.
So you're glad that you were racing and not doing poor old Tim Watson's job in the race control tonight?
I told him I'd meet him for some beers in the fountain later, because I think he's going to need to cool off.
Yeah.
Contact! Jeff Adams into the wall. Sam Kanikazina's trying to get through. Didn't give him much space there. So Sam's missing the front and Jeff's missing the rear of his cars. They come through the one section here, over the bumps. We're on board with who's this Gary Cup there?
There we go. Sorry. Just spotted John Merritt coming in lap 10. So maybe we're on that. I can't see why he...
Gary Cup, there we go.
bit of damage back.
Oh, another
And
big
Sam
one
keeps
there.
getting run into. I don't think people are looking at yellow flags. Oh, well, just reverse back onto a live track. What happens here? Sam, he got balked and then
just past the pit entry.
Due to the nature of these, there really is only a single line. If you're stuck in the braking zone, you've got a single line to navigate through a corner. So once one person checks up, yeah, you're going into the back of someone else.
Oh no! Oh, this hurts my heart. Wayne Vizzer, what have you done now?
You got to say fronts. Lock the front.
So well. Oh.
No, lock the rears.
Ooh, I reckon he's downshifted too quick.
Tell you what, he's gotten away with it. Oh, Vizzer.
Only lost one spot out of all that, so he's done really well.
Well done, lad. Well done.
Just to remind you, Joe, we're only just a touch over halfway.
I know.
As we're looking at Sam Catechzinas here, and I think he's got Stuart Ellis behind him. Then not for position. And just a bit further up, Richard King and Greg Heaney with John Merritt in front of them. So, more replays.
Right,
Jeff Adams just getting his car fixed. We got John Simpson.
John Simpson, right in the middle, locked inside front. That's whoa!
He's defended. The guy's backed out a bit early. He's gone deep and has locked the front, and the thing doesn't turn because you've now just reduced your wheel to doing one thing, and that's being locked. So Sam Catechzinas here again. Oh no, we cut back to Yeaman in the lead.
Now he's smoked
8.9.
8.9 seconds to the lead. So even with 15 minutes to go, 13 minutes to go, just shy of 13 minutes, now he can almost put it on cruise control. Easy to say he's got Aidan Luthwaite behind him, but I think looking at the way Aidan's dropping time, he must have lap car. Yeah, he does. So he's just had a lap car to deal with. So Gaiman's in a good position here. He's up 15 positions from his start. In saying that though, Luthwaite's up 16. Dane Snadden's up 12. Reece Gosner, holy, he's up 24.
Who was that?
That was
Matthew
Gerard. So this was right in front of the guys we were just talking about. Throttled up too hard.
Thunderfoot.
Nearly got it.
That's a wobbler. That's a wobbler.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
too much welly, and he's gone around. But yes, I think with Yeaman here, like you said, Joe, he's got 9.5 seconds now over Aidan. Even if Aidan does set faster laps than like, he can just take it easy and work his way methodically through the traffic. We cut back here to fourth place, Reece Gosner. And he's chasing Dane Snadden, who's only half a second in front. So the field's pretty spread out now, as you can see on the track map there. But this is the closest fight, the highest place closest fight. And both of these cars look pretty straight, so I'm very happy to see that.
Don't speak too soon.
Second place, Bowen's Builder's Choice car there is Dane Snadden, and obviously Aidan's trying to close that gap down to Yeaman at the front, which is down to 9.1 seconds as we start our 15th lap with these guys. Reece Gosner, turn 1.
Well, there's a fastest lap. Aidan Luthwaite with a 17.855.
That's putting the fire into it. That's a pretty quick lap. He's the only guy in the 17 so far in race 2. Actually, I don't think we've seen the 17 in race 1. So
in saying that, Yeaman did a PB on that lap as well. He's only 4 slower, so it's not really closing the gap at all.
That's right. Yeah. No, he's got a. Yeah, what's that? Actually, I'll tell you what. We're looking here now. Oh, no, sorry, yes. Yeah, so he's still at 8.8 second gap to Yeaman, with 4.4 seconds back to Snadden, who's got Reece Gosner all over his rear bumper.
That's it. Nice and tight. Well, Yeaman, if you can see on the track map there, he's just getting into traffic as he's crossing the line. So, he can just work his way through that. Just in front of him, some traffic, and then he'll be chopping his way through that. Well, and he'll probably get to the end of it just as Aidan gets there. So it should work out in his favour, but we'll see. Still 10 minutes to go, and anything can happen, as we've been witnessing.
Mark Gomes and Jonathan Hooper are about your biggest battle on the track at the moment. Only 3/10 between these guys. You can see it there as a visual on track. And it's just as simple as a brief understeer and a bump against the wall, Josh. And these change without notice, right? As we see Mark Gomes rub the outside wall there coming onto the front straight.
Yeah, for sure. And it's interesting to see a lot of the good drivers are using using gearing to turn the nose the last little bit. And yeah, these cars are really, the less time you spend steering, the quicker you're going to go. So awesome to see the quick drivers get around here.
Casinas is in.
Warren Everett and Martin Walker in a bit of a battle back there for 20th.
Just on the Reece Gosner, Dane Snadden one too, Joe, because they were the featured fight. This one here, they both just set PBs on the last lap too. So they're both not holding back the third place there.
Yeah, with an 18.6 and an 18.32 for respectively for Snadden and Gosner. So Gosner just slightly faster.
So 17 laps in, 21, nearly 22 minutes in, and still got 8 more minutes to go. Skycam brought to you by Weight Options there. And looking at the map there in the top right-hand corner, the cars are fully spread out across the circuit. Dan Yeaman in first from Aidan Leithwaite is second, 7.5 seconds. Another 7 seconds to these guys, these two that we have on screen.
Let's crack some quick numbers. Oh, sorry. Yeah, shouldn't need a pit stop. These things chew about 1 litre a minute, and there's 40 litre tank in them, so... Sorry, Joe.
No, you're right. I was just going to say, these guys are turning it on at the moment. There's a couple of little battles that are starting to form. I think Colin Bennett might be getting... No, he's just chopping off the back of Mav. I'm looking on the timing sheet now. But these two guys, they're certainly putting the blowtorch to each other at the moment. But Leithwaite is pulling in Dan Yeaman at the moment. He's pulled a bit over a second on him, but we've got 18 minutes to go, 17, just over 17 to go. Oh no, 7, just over 7, sorry. I don't think he's going to get onto him.
So watch these guys through coming across for the 18th lap now, starting their 18th. This is the closest fight on circuit and the highest place fight as well. So they're matched on speed, these two. I can't see one getting away from the other, but you know, if there was a bit of an overlap in terms of speed, you'd see one all over the other one and try and look left and right for a way through as we come back onto the back straight here. Sparks and flames, it's awesome. If only these things had lights that work and there was street lights that we could use here.
Yeah. Why not? We've raced other things in the dark with no lights. Doesn't work out real well, but we do try things.
Well, I mean, there's street lights all around here. When SVG won, the street lights are on.
Yes. Yes, well, I think that when he did that, I think it also rained a few times that day as well. Thanks for the subscribe there, Jake. Jake Jackson to subscribe, so...
Lead gap down to 6.2 now. And these guys another 7.5 back from those from Aidan Leithwaite there.
Don't know whether or not Dan might have had some traffic on that lap, but he only did 18.9 and Leithwaite's done a 17.85, so he's right on. So his fastest is a 17.81 for Aidan. Have a look at that here. And yeah, don't know, you'll have to ask Adam Maverick that one, Jackson. I'm not too sure. But yeah, so Leithwaite did a 17.85 on the last one and Yeaman 18.99. So we've probably only got...
Well, you'll see the time fluctuate now because he's coming into traffic here.
Yeah, so...
Kurt Nommensen right in front of him. Haven't seen Kurt all night. Kurt just pulling off to the side there, letting him through. Very smart move there, especially on the slower part of the circuit. You'll see here the Batmobile, Richie King. Skycam brought to you by Waste Options. Final turn.
Throttled up. Oh.
And he's missed the pit entry.
Yeah, I think he was trying to exit stage right and missed the exit.
Well, there's no pit stops in this, Joe, but you know me. I always say practice your pit ins. You never know when you're going to need them, and clearly didn't practice that one. And Greg Heaney just dropped off my timing screen down to the very bottom. He's in the pits right now, so don't know what's happened there.
Oh, we'll find out.
Here he is, coming to the fast right-hander on the back straight.
Well, locked rears. No, locked front.
Locked front.
Jeez,
Locked front,
whoever
and he
that
went,
was.
and to quote Martin Brundle, he went straight to the scene of the accident with that one.
Good old Brundle. He got snobbed the other day by a little rookie. Young Colapinto, he snubbed him. I did see Colapinto in the press, came out today, and he said, no, I wasn't trying to snub him on purpose. I just don't want to talk to people before a race. I want to get into a zone, which I think that you...
I would have let him know beforehand.
Yeah, but when you're in his position, I guess it's part of the job description, right? That when Martin Brundle sticks the camera in your face, you open your mouth. You're not Megan the Stallion. You have a chat to him.
Aiden there just... Yes, Aiden there getting around some lap traffic. And you see here Dane Snadden and Reece Dawson. I think they've swapped positions.
Go back and have a look at that one. This one here. So how do you get this one done?
So end of the front straight.
Dane's run wide, banged off the wall.
Yes, slapped the wall. Trees are in the way, and outside move, no? Oh, far out. But this is just a lead up to it. Must have been down the next straight.
He's definitely got the job done, so where's he?
Sorry for another mistake.
Yeah, one that goes into the server with the blue flags. Yeah, not sure what's going on there. It did show that he passed him, but...
Well, now they've got traffic now too, so there's this Kurt. And Kurt's pulled over again. Nicely done. And that's the thing, when you do let somebody through, you let them through at the start of the straight, so neither one of you lose too much time there. There's too many times I've seen people and been involved where people let you go at the very end of the straight, which is just nuts to me.
Bumping against a wall there for Snadden.
I think that's the fourth time I've seen him hit that wall too. He's big friends with it.
Oh, and that wall. He's definitely trying.
I think if you bump the wall, the more times you bump the wall, he's done it again. The car does not like it, and iRacing will start penalising your top speed.
Yeah, you just roll on that dice every time, aren't you?
So through the fast right-handers, into the tight one, coming back down the chute.
Oh, he's got the ball again. I tell you what, he's taken the risk versus reward thing right to the limits, is Dane. He's with only a minute left, minute and 15 left, so probably 2 laps. He really wants that podium position, but I think Reece has just got the outright pace on him at the moment, so you know he can either just consolidate, get the 4th, you know, a bunch of points for his championship tally, or he could very easily throw it away.
And Chapman just pitted, he just dropped down the list, and the lead gap now is down to 3.86 seconds. There we go, Chapo no front on his car. And yeah, rears, then front. Oh, just taking somebody out with him as well. Oh, watch out. Oh, man. I was just about to say the front of these cars is just a wedge, so regardless of what body parts are on there, it's just going to launch the car in front or behind. So here's Aiden coming onto the fast right-handers into the back straight. Just looking from Barney's perspective here.
I was trying to see whether or not Barney's already thrown the yellow flag, the white flag or not. I don't think he has.
So Barney is on South Columbus Drive looking the opposite way. So the front straight and the back straight are actually opposing each other, so they can see. Who's that car in front of Aiden? Sean Reed's missing a front. And, oh, he's disappeared off to the side there. And here's Yeaman, he's on the back of Gary Cousins coming through the fast part of that section there. coming to complete this lap. The gap is now 3.76. A little bit of damage on the right rear there.
And that is the finish.
And that is the finish of the race. Daniel Yeaman, your race 2 winner. Chased hard there by Aidan Leithwaite. Make it in second. And then third place in the lime green car here, Reece Gosler with Dane standing on his tail.
Tell you what, that tells a story. There's only, 10 cars, 11 cars that haven't pitted.
There's your fountain, Joe.
I know, that's not what I'm looking for. It's not working, it's not working. Sorry, guys.
Sorry, I instantly thought of the intro to Married with Children then. Here we go. Some more cars crossing the line. We'll just keep watching that track map until they all funnel across the line, Joe.
Yeah, I'm
Well, Gaz will be the last one, and he was the 23rd. He was the last car on the in front of the leader. So just look for number 58, and that'll be your last car.
Yeah, so he's coming in second last corner now. Oh. There he goes. So that's the last of your finishes coming across the line.
Here he comes now.
Oh no, here he is.
There he is. Oh, what a race. We barely got through the 20 minutes, and then we had to get through the 30-minute one.
Yeah, that was hard work, guys. Like you can even see it from here. Was is that our final finisher?
That's our winner. That's our winner. He's gone and done a parade lap. Now he's going to do donuts underneath Barney here. And rightly so. He's done a good job there. Set his PB on the final lap.
Come on, put a show on for us, Dan.
He's going 50-cent pieces on those front tyres. There you go.
But there's your winner, Dan Yeaman. So he's won by 3.83 seconds over Aidan Leithwaite. Here we go. It's up now, the results. So here's your results, Nick.
Yep, Dan Yeaman by 3.8 seconds, like you said, Joe, over Aidan Leithwaite. It was closing him down. Reece Gosler rounding out the podium there in third, Dane Snadden in fourth. Greg Kahn rounding out the top 5 there. Chased by Adam Lavis in 6th, Colin Bennett 7th, Adam Proctor 8th, Mark Gomez 9th, and Atsushi Osafune in 10th. Jonathan Hooper in 11th, David Baz in 12th, Paul Wood in 13th, Sam Catikazinas 14th, 15th is Sean Rees, 16th Richard King, 17th Eduardo Zamora, 18th Warren Ebbett, 19th Chris Noble, and 20th Scott Jordanson, a lap down.
And over the page we go. So 21st, John Merritt, he won't be happy with that one. He was having a good run there earlier on. In 22nd, Jeff Adams, Gary Cousins, Sam Chapman, 23rd and 24th cars. Martin Walker is your final points paying position in 25th. So 26th through to the back is Josh Millard, Kurt Nommenson, Greg Heaney, Stuart Ellis. Wayne Visser, unfortunately, plummeted down to the 30th position after having a good run early with Matthew Gerard, Liam Braid, John Simpson in the 33. Ash Lear, unusual place to see him back there and retired in 34th. Liam Haycock, Lockhart Brownlee, Jackson Dial, who joined us in the chat earlier on in 37th. Sam Stride, Dylan Walker, Oliver Pattinson round out your 40. And picking up scraps was our own Josh Duino in here with us, Alex Court, Sammy Taylor and Sam King, and I think those 3 guys never actually took the green. So, it's been an interesting night, and might even be a short night here in the post race because at the moment we don't have anybody to talk to other than Josh Duino, mate. We're going to find you on the thing here, and we're going to go to you because we've got nobody else, mate. How was that from your position?
Yeah, I started P2 and made a mistake on my own coming into, what would it be? 7 down the hill, turning right where everyone seems to lose it. I pinched a rear, pointed the other way and had to wait for everyone to drive past. And then Oliver Pattinson, new member for the club, great driver. He made a small error into one, and I had nowhere to go. And I went, yeah, no, I'm already sweating, boys.
Already sweating.
I'm out. I'll go join you guys in the booth.
Yeah, so I think probably part of the reason why we got nobody coming in post-race, everyone's buggered. They're probably going off for a nice cool shower and a beer to try and replenish some fluids after the hard work that was Chicago Street Circuit.
Oh, a bit of underfoot there from Josh. Yeah, look, hey, it suits me to a T, Joe. I got a stupid early start tomorrow morning, so works out really well. As we have Mr. Greg Heaney join us. But yes, just quickly, Josh, what's on the cards for your upcoming week in GSRC?
I think I'm going to have to throw my hat in the ring for a carton of ciders. Monday nights, guys. So LMP2s, as we know, is proudly sponsored by Sprayton Cider, great Tasmanian company. And they've put on a carton. If we get over 20 members driving in LMP2 race, there's a carton to commentator's choice. So get involved. I'll be there.
LMP2s. Oh, sorry, Greg.
I was going to say, I'm just going to quickly jump in, Josh. You've been requested downstairs once you've finished here.
Do it.
So what we do have in the booth now at the moment is Dan Yeaman, our race winner, Nick. So Dan, that was a hell of a race there, mate. You picked up 15 positions from where you started in race one. Oh, sorry, from where you started race two after you finished in race one, which would have been ninth, I think.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, P9 at the end of race one, Joe.
P9,
obviously,
yes.
Oh, yeah, sorry, P9. My apologies, yeah.
Yeah, obviously would have been nice to be up the front for race one. Unfortunately, got unlucky there at the end of the first race, coming on some traffic in that sort of final section between turns 10 and 11, and then had a weird thing go on at the pit stop. It got stuck in neutral, so would have liked to have been out there with Aiden right to the end of the first race, but alas, that gave me a spot just in front of him to start race two, and that happened to be just about the right spot, it seems, tonight to be able to carefully pick my way through in the start of that second race.
Look like oh, sorry, Nick, you go.
You already got it. Go.
Yeah, I was going to say, it looks like it was pretty hard work out there, mate, with the walls. Like, obviously, we all know Chicago's a bit of a concrete canyon, but with the really stiff suspension and the high downforce and whatnot, like, everything that this car hates, this track is. So it looked like it was a real challenge out there to not only keep it off the wall, but manage the braking zones with the bumps and throttling up off the corner. Like, they're not massive horsepower, but they're also a very light car. And when you get the speed knocked out of them for some of those tight 90-degree corners, you don't have a lot of aero grip. You're relying on the mechanical. It looks like that was a really, really difficult thing to manage for a lot of the guys.
Yeah, that's the toughest combo. Well, I've only been able to race at Motorsport in addition to Chicago here tonight, but I'm pretty certain that'll be the hardest combination that's been seen so far and will be hardest seen for the rest of the season. Yeah, as you said, there are bumps in just really awful places on corner X in particular, and there's a couple of corner entry ones too, where if you're trying to go in really hard, you'll lock the fronts or rears depending on how you've chosen to play with the brake bias. So there are a couple of times there in practice and qualifying, even the races too, where you just sort of try and get on the power enthusiastically, the rears light up, you've got to then be able to be ready to respond, to not spin yourself around. And coming in tonight with limited practice, just seeing what would happen here in the race, I thought I was going to be in a bit of trouble during practice, but thankfully that wasn't the case.
Well, certainly a solid result. So this has only been, what, your second round that you've done with us at the moment? Yeah, so you did Motorsport. You missed last week, which was a cracking race, by the way, Dan. It was a really good one around New Hampshire Oval. I don't know if it's a track that you're familiar with, but it's a lot of fun. But is it the fortnightly thing something for you? Do you have something on every other fortnight on the Friday night, or it's just how it's worked out for you?
Unfortunately, Friday is just how it has worked out. Last Friday night was V8 Scops Support Series, as I'm the current lead administrator for V8 Scops in 2024. So that's what had me away. I was hoping to race New Hampshire, and unfortunately, that just lined up wrong. So unfortunately, couldn't race last week. And same will happen next Friday night. I'll be away with the V8 Scops Support Series at Sandown as part of our Sandown 500 weekend coming up. And well, that's all of next weekend pretty much. So we do some racing with GT4s, TCRs and old V8s for the guys in that series on the Friday night there. So that's unfortunately what keeps him away a little bit. But thankfully there's not many races of them left, so I'll be able to spend some more time here with the GSRC on a Friday night to the end of the season, and then we'll see how we go when things resume next year and planning schedules and the like there. So yeah, fingers crossed. Yeah, got a couple more races in me here with the DownForce Legends on a Friday.
Yeah, nice. We'll have to get our old mate Scott to put his sim rig together now that he's moved south, and try and get him in. I know he's a bit of a fan of the Radicals, mate. So we ran him here a few seasons ago, and had him racing with us. I actually listened to the new podcast he does now. So it's be good to see if we can't get him back into the fold a little bit.
Sounds like the more the merrier indeed. It was a little wild out there tonight, but thankfully for the most part ended up pretty good. But just a couple of choke spots there. Oh, sorry, slipped on the button there. But a little couple of choke spots there tonight where you had to be really careful, and just sometimes play it really cautious to get through it. Unfortunately, there was at one time I tried to keep sticking with John and Aiden, and we all barreled into it there in race one. But hopefully it's a lesson that we can learn going forward.
Yeah, definitely. So, well, look, hey, mate, congratulations on the win tonight, man. It was
fantastic drive.
In race 2. I don't know how that'll put you overall in the points. So I think Adam's over there at the moment sticking some numbers together. So once Adam's been through and done that, we'll if it's done in time, mate, we'll announce it. But he's got a lot of cars to put numbers in. So we might have to come back to the overall results next season with the combined races. But, yeah, fantastic drive, mate, on a tricky track. It's... up 15, 16 positions, I think, in race 2, mate. So certainly nothing to be unhappy about. Well done. 15.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you, Joe. And indeed, certainly just worked out pretty well for me there in race 2 to work my way forward.
Yep, too easy, mate.
All right. Thank you, Dan. And we're going to jump to Mr. Greg Heaney. Greg, give us a quick rundown of your night, and then obviously how your teammates went, or what you know anyway, at least.
Hectic, I can say the least. No, look, to be honest, I was happy with my results. Probably not so happy with a couple of spots where I had bits of my car removed forcibly. I'm not going to mention the turn 4 incident that was my own fault, but you apparently had it on stream as a replay, so I was going to call it in as commentator's curse, but Jackson said, no, it wasn't actually on stream live. It's like, all right, fine. So you get away with that one. But no, it was not too bad. I had a hardware issue towards the end there, hence why I parked it on side of the road. Right. As my VR decided to lose tracking momentarily, so I had to reset my my tracking on my VR quickly. Thankfully, it's not too hard with the Oculus, but... not too bad. I know Jackson was unfortunate in race 2. I think Scott was a little bit unfortunate in race 1. He actually recovered fairly well in race 2. And heck of a drive from Aiden to manage to pick his way through the field in race 2 and claw back to second place in the end. I think it was second place for him.
Yep.
So, well done to him for that one. So.
Yeah, it's top driving. With I think race 2, you started towards the front, and then I was on the second row. And you fell back because of the Oculus in that one.
Well, not at the start. So off the start, I was fine, and then the fast boys caught me, and then it was after I ploughed it into the fence. 3 laps from the end that I had a hardware failure. So
gotcha. How did you find the driving in traffic with race 1 there? Because you were towards the middle of the field there. How did you find the not so courteous drivers around you? Want of a better word.
I didn't have too many issues myself. I think the nature of running in VR, I look a little bit further ahead down the track, So I was looking over the fences, if you will, as you approach corners to see if there's any potential incidences around the corner, because they're all blind. You can't see them. The cars, your eye line is lower than the top of the wall. You can't see what's around the corner until you're round the corner. So I was looking for the precursor tyre smoke or whatever there may have been as you approach the corner in the braking zone. And then, well, if there's nothing there, well then sweet, stand on it and off you go. But obviously, if you can see something, you'd back off slightly. So, but no, I know I was catching a couple of lap cars here and there. For the most part, they were pretty good. I don't think I actually got caught up with any of them myself. So,
in terms of trickiness, how do you rank this combination? Radicals around Chicago Street.
Tricky, yes. I think it's more the bumps that are a little bit unsettling, particularly for braking zones and exiting of corners. To be honest, I don't mind the combination. I know some of the crew weren't terribly happy with the combination, but I mean, we're at the mercy of the scheduler for this one. So I mean, it is what it is, and everybody's in the same boat. So run it and see where you end up in the end.
Fair enough. Look, just to finish this point off, Bowen's coming on board and sponsoring and supporting Friday nights. The highest place car from your team, Whiskey Business, there was Aiden in second place, up 16 spots in that second race. So it was a pretty good drive from him. As we know, I think he was he leading the championship there, Joe, as we came into this round? He was close to the top?
Yeah, I think Noble might have been leading.
That's right. So we'll see. He might be leading this one coming out of this. Adam's probably doing some calculations. Then we'll see. But yes, again, thank you to Bowens for coming on board. Get you to thank them on our behalf there, Greg. But yes, what's on the cards for this next 7 days? I could possibly jump in for Mountain Men tomorrow. I haven't driven an Xfinity around there I don't think I've actually driven an Xfinity car around there, so we'll give it a whirl. We'll see what's happening. And then pretty much racing everything I normally race next week, unless something else comes in. So, but I'm hoping this week, Nick, you got the pronunciation right the first time, because I know my brother pulled you up on it last week. Of course. I let Joe say it first and I remember.
You're talking about Bowens, the builder's choice.
That's right. All right. Well, thank you, Greg. I appreciate that. And look, we'll have a good ding-dong battle tomorrow night around Mountain Men, because I think there's going to be quite a few people turning out for that one.
Yeah, well, here's hoping. And we may end up with car parts strewn across McPhillamy Park. Who knows?
We'll see you then. Thank you.
No worries. Catch you, boys.
Mr. Paul Wood.
Evening, fellas.
Give us a quick rundown of your night's proceedings. How did you fare tonight? And what the hell? Give us your opinion of the circuit and car combo, because everybody else has.
Well, for me, the Bailey Ladders SR8 was a handful around this track, but in saying that, it was a lot of fun. I both hated it and loved it at the same time. It was, a hell of a workout. I think a good track combination, maybe just the number of cars, especially in the beginning of the race, is just cars everywhere, and poor old Spotter just could not keep up with what was going on. But yeah, first race, I did okay. Where did I qualify? I can't remember where I qualified. I think it was 16th or 19th, somewhere around there, and got lucky in the first race and got a really good result in 6th. And I think I started 19th in the second race. Yeah, 19th the second, and by the end of the first lap, I was sitting in 40th. So I got caught up in that first lap shenanigans, or I'd made it through there, but then people darting all over the place, and someone cut across my nose and basically decided to detach it. So for the next lap, it was just, all I could see was this front splitter. The whole front of the car was just bouncing up and down in front of my VR, and I'm like, well, this is not going to end well. And then starting to come around to the little horseshoe thing, and I'm not sure who was in front, but I don't know whether they were treating it like a full-blown 90-degree corner, but basically almost stopped in the corner, and it caught me out. So that was that. I lost the front end, and the car was black flagged, so I was into the pits. But managed to fight back from there to get back to 13th by the end, so I was pretty happy with the call back, but would have been interested to see where I got had I not been caught out in that first lap. But overall, yeah, fun combo, hard work. I'm absolutely stuffed, but yeah, I did enjoy it, even though it was such a hard track to keep going for the whole time.
So, sorry, I missed. Where did you qualify in the first and the second races? It was towards the back, yeah?
Second race, well, I ended up 19th. First race, where did I... let me just have
right.
a look.
So you didn't... What I was getting at is you didn't line up around the corner, though, did you?
No.
Okay,
So,
right.
16th in the first race, I qualified. So
Yeah, because it'd be interesting to get somebody's opinion that lined up around the corner, like how it would have been as soon as the lights go green, you've got to accelerate, then brake for the turn before you even get onto the front straight. But oh look, at the end of the day, as long as you somewhat enjoyed yourself, yes, it was a bit of pandemonium here, but you can see here you got some open track.
yeah, once I got the open track and once the tyres got up the temp, it wasn't too bad. Basically by the second row, or even halfway through the first race, I sort of got the idea where most of the bumps were and got the braking under control. That you, if you sort of hit in the wrong bit and you tried to brake, that was it. It just either locked the fronts, locked the rears, no matter which way you had the bias, front or rear. So once you got that under control, it wasn't too bad, and you just sort of had to learn to just sort of float the car around the corners rather than try to drive it. And as I said to the guy, it was one of those tracks, I think, going a little bit slower got you faster in the end. So yeah, tough track, but yeah, I at the end of it now, I enjoyed it. If I had to do it again right now, I'd probably say no thank you. I'd probably need like 12 months break before I do it again, but yeah, fun combination. I would happily do it again.
You've done this track before?
I have done this before, not in an R8 though, I think. I did it again like last week. I've done it in cars that have a little more suspension.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you were to do it in another car, what car would you take around this track?
Oh, let's take an F1 around here. No, honestly, I don't know. Pretty much anything with suspension would be fun. Like slower cars, I think would be fun too. If they're too fast, it's a little too tight through some of the sections to actually be able to have any sort of real racing. But you sort of like GT4 would probably be okay, and down from there, I think would be fun. Yeah, MX-5s, you know, Clios, that sort of thing. Yeah, smaller door-to-door racing, I think would be fun. Maybe even TCR would be fun around here.
Fair enough. Noted. Was there any points where cars hit walls and then bounced back into your path?
Only off, or basically the beginning of the second race, the first corner, so they come out. I managed to stop and avoid it, but it was as I started to drive away afterwards, there was sort of cars that coming down the left, and one just cut across in front of me, and that's when it sort of detached the front splitter on mine, and yeah, the car just had no speed. It was just bouncing, and I'm like, I knew this was not going to end well, but yeah, once I got it repaired and got clear air, it was other than that bit, the guys that there come out scared the crap out of me coming out of pits. I just saw this flash come to the side. I was in the zone trying to keep the car straight, but yeah, it's a fun race, and yeah, it's one of those ones you've got to keep your eye out. As Greg said, I was trying to look around the corners. If I saw smoke, I just sort of backed off a little bit coming around the corner in the hope that there was no one just sitting in the middle of the track. But sorry, the end of the first race, or near the end of the first race, there was one on the last corner. I come around and I sort of got sandwiched between two cars, which did a little bit of damage, but luckily it didn't actually write the car off. So that's what allowed me to actually get the 7th spot or whatever for the first race. So yeah, I was very lucky in both races to get the results I did. But yeah, hard work, but fun.
Looking ahead, next 7 days, what's on the cards?
Usual GT3 Monday, GT4 and Porsche, and then Radical again on next Friday.
Fair enough. Not doing Mount Men tomorrow night?
Not at this stage,
NASCAR's
no.
not your thing.
No,
Sorry,
I don't even think I own the Xfinity cars.
Fair enough. Well, thank you, Paul. And we will see you probably Monday night.
No worries. Thanks, guys.
So, Adam Maverick's in the booth. I'm not sure if he wants to actually have a chat to us. You there, Mav?
Yeah.
Hello, Mr. Maverick. How was your evening, mate? We caught in one of your races there. I think you might have just been one of those pinball sort of guys again with stuff going on in front, getting caught up. It was a tough night for you.
Yeah, one of the lap cars looked on replay, decided he wanted to pit, but he didn't go to the right or indicate any way that he was pitting. So he's basically just stopped on the apex of the last corner with a whole bunch of cars at Constantine up and put me on my lid, which was fantastic when I was going for top 10. So that was a bit disappointing. But and then just to rub salt in the wound, I got 26 at the end of the race, just to make that first race abysmal. But then the second race, just playing a bit of heads-up strategy, trying to keep my head on. There was a couple of times where I could see ahead of me there was potential for people being a bit silly, so I just hung back. Then the silliness happened. So that was always good. And yeah, got up to 6. So I've gained 20 spots. So I'm not sure. I'm hoping I've got the bonus points, but I don't know yet because I haven't got to the second race on points yet. But yeah, the second race was definitely much better than the first one.
Yeah, well, it was one of those tracks. I think there was probably only 4 or 5 guys in each race that wasn't caught up in some form of incident, mate. It was certainly hard work. It's a nice beer will go down nice at the end of the race, I'm sure.
Well, if you're someone that drinks, probably, but that's not me.
Well, I suppose, but yeah, it would have been. I even called it at the end of the first race where you finished 26. It would have been a little bit disappointing considering the pace that you actually had at the time before getting caught up late in race 1.
It was even more annoying because like Sean Rees came out of the pits right in front of me, and for the whole last lap we were 26th and 27th. Then as we crossed the line, someone had a racing penalty, so he went to 25th and I went to 26th. And I crossed the line right behind him, so that was awesome.
Yeah. Unfortunate, but hey, look, a great bounce back in race 2, mate, to finish in 6th position, up 20th spots. I think about the only one that was, there was a couple of guys. So, yeah, Gosner was up 25, Hooper 25 and Baz up 26. So certainly a night for working your way through the field if you could stay out of trouble.
Yeah, you just needed to basically look who was around you, sort of like understand like who are the people who are like a little bit edgy and a little bit gung ho, and just when you see potential in front of you, just make sure you had enough distance to react. So, and then once you had clear track, head down, bum up. So. Yeah, it was just one of the things like trying to get through 25 cars is a bit trickier in that little bumpy canyon.
Yeah, definitely a night for racing at about 95% just to keep the car straight and underneath you.
Oh yeah, pick your moments. You don't go 95% when you got clear track. That's when you go. But when you're sort of in amongst the chaos, just give yourself a little bit of margin of error and keep yourself safe, and usually it comes up trumps.
Yeah, very nice. So what's your plans for the next 7 days, Mav? You're obviously going to do, I'm pretty certain you'll be looking forward to the Xfinities tomorrow night in the Mountain Men series. And what else you got? I mean, obviously you have broadcasting commitments during the week as well, amongst all the other commitments that you do for the club. But what else you're looking forward to getting in and racing over the next week?
I mean, I'm racing every series except for Mondays. But yeah, I haven't had much luck in the Tuesday night ones. I haven't had enough pace in the Wednesday ones. Thursdays I've had the pace, but that seems to have died off as we found the Beamer's got weaknesses for slow corners. But yeah, just last night was a bit annoying because I was really looking forward to going to Hockenheim because it's a really fun track, and then got there and the Beamer was not having it. So that was a bit disappointing with the GT4s, but. Yeah, and then the Porsches. It's one of those things that the Porsches every night because we don't have time for practice. So you get in there and you sort of learn, and by the end of the night, I found the pace now. But by then you're struggling to get to the top 10. So, but yeah, it's always fun trying to get every race in. And I think this could be one of my first seasons in a while where I'm not in the line for any of the little trophies at the end. So just a bit of bad luck here and there, but yeah, it's still fun.
It's always fun. Yeah, I only got one last season, but it was one I've been chasing for about 3 years. So got the open Porsche one in the cabinet now. So yeah, but no, the numbers they Mav, like we've spoken about it before. Zach likes to bring it up, but you got to be happy with where we're at as a club, like with the amount of numbers. I mean, the IndyCar we were getting, I think, high 20s, low 30s last season, but overall, week on week, the numbers seem to be really strong at the moment, Mav.
Yeah, no, it's good. There. Like you get the NASCARs are going. The trucks are going good. Had a bit of a slow week, but apparently there was something else on. Some people might have been doing. So next week at Talladega could be a bit of a double split affair. So there might have a few more people there. And but yeah, like GSRC is as good as always, getting those 100 plus people every week just to come in and fill those 3 splits up. Porsche is going great guns. It's good to see we're getting 30 or 40 consistently. Like previous seasons, we've been hoping for mid-20s, and usually sort of end up being low 20s, high teens. But like the getting 40s has been great. There's plenty of cars. Everyone's got someone to race. Like even though they are a bit of a handful to race, everyone's still having fun because they're actually getting a battle. GT4 is going good. Supercars, like I think everyone's getting a bit sick of the previous gen, really keen for the new gen, so it's sort of dwindled a little bit. So we're going to combine that back to the multi-class for next week, given we only had like 10 or 11 starters in the elite class on Wednesday, so we'll get them guys on track and more people to race with. And yeah, like Tuesdays is fun, but it's a bit of hit and miss. Because it's a bit of sort of a relaxed night where it's not broadcast, so people sort of come and go as they please. So the wings and slicks going great guns, but yeah, the open what's called the introductory formula, like we've had I think two or three weeks with like massive fields, and then 1 or 2 weeks with like there's only like a dozen people here. So it sort of comes in ebbs and flows with the. And it's not even consistent because like the V's were massive in the first week, and then we only had a few last week. So it's up and down, but it's still fun because there's still plenty of guys around you to rub panels with.
And one thing I can confirm, I cannot say where it's come from, but somebody that has a bit of inside knowledge with the backbone of iRacing is Gen 3s are in the beta phase. So there is a couple of people out there that are actually driving them, and they do work, and they are coming in the next build, I am assured. So I'm not going to give out any names. I'm not saying anything as to who it was, but that is the intel that I've heard in the background. So
that's what we expect, that given that they said it was basically ready to drop last season except for some paperwork.
That's right, but I do believe that some of the beta testing, like it's out in open beta now. Obviously guys sign NDAs and stuff like that, but NDAs are only worth the paper they're printed on when you do hear about them. But if that happens, our club 110% we're going to go to the Gen 3 for 2025 Series 1. Hopefully we'll get the numbers if we pick the right night and the right oops, I bumped the wrong button there for some reason. Hopefully we get the right night and the right combination to put that one on, and it'll be a good thing.
It should be good. Be interesting to see how they handle, because obviously they're like less downforce in the current car. The current car is weird because it's sort of very edgy because it grips and then doesn't grip. So it's like it's a little bit. If you're not someone who drives it all the time, it can be unpredictable because it sort of does one thing one corner, then it does something completely different next corner. With the way the aero and the tyres are and the weight of it. But we're taking the aero off and being more mechanical based, so it's sort of going back to more of a GT4 type formula. It'll be interesting to see how they handle, whether they slide around, whether they're a nice controllable slide, like the Skippies, for example, because that's the best sliding car in the game.
Yes, they are.
But yeah, it'll be interesting to see when they come out. Like, because that's the thing with sim racing is like they can do all the physics stuff and get the physics to match numbers wise, but it's getting that feel through your steering wheel. That's the one thing. Like as a lot of people were talking about last night in the Porsche broadcast, is as still the Porsches are fun to drive, that lack of feedback you get from the Porsche, it doesn't feel connected, is just lacking a little bit. Just need to work on that, because even the real world guys say it should be a little bit more stable and predictable than it is. So that's the one thing. As long as they can get that mixture right and that combination, and make it a sort of a fun sort of car to drive, I'm sure there'll be plenty of Aussies and a few overseas guys chomping at the bit to get behind the wheel and do some right-hand driving.
Yep, absolutely. I'm with you on that one. So, yeah, so congratulations, mate. We'll might try and get this wrapped up. One guy that earlier on I had said that I felt sorry for was our very own Tim Watson in the RC. He's just joined us. So, how are you feeling after that one, Tim? You would have had your hands full seeing those couple of races. No sound coming through. Sorry, Tim.
There we go, you got me now?
Yeah, got you now, mate.
Yeah, it wasn't as bad as what I thought it was going to be, to be honest. There's a few sort of unnecessary incidences in there. There's a few that were just sort of stuff you get on a tight street course. So, all in all, they were pretty well behaved. It's just the nature of the track and the cars, I guess, and it was always going to happen.
Yeah, so you didn't have to hand out too many, it was just more warnings and that sort of thing?
There's a couple of things, there's a couple of net codes in there. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, about 6 or 7 penalties through both races that were called in. I think there was others that didn't get called in for some reason, but I guess I can't look at everything.
Yeah, well, look, mate, with 40 plus cars on the track, mate, that's probably a pretty good number. So, all right, we probably better start getting to wrapping the show up, Nick. So we got some sponsor thank yous.
Yep, so obviously, guys and girls who are watching this broadcast, please support the people that are supporting us, like M-Wave. Excuse me. What's the next one there?
So, M-Wave, we've got Flash Graphics.
There it is, Flash Graphics. I'm going to say Sprayed Insiders is going to be the next one.
Yep.
Judging by the top of the screen.
It's on auto now. I can't control the speed.
Okay, so Sprayed Insiders, Waste Options, Orbic Australia. Get onto their websites, get onto their pages, at least show them a like, something like that. Show them that it is working. But if you need to use them, by all means, mention that you saw it here at the GSRC. And Bowen's the builder choice. If I missed anybody? There'll be 1 or 2 more. There's your waste options.
And JJZ
Constructions.
So.
And obviously the very first one that I saw was GSRC merch. So by all means, jump on the website, check it out. Maybe make your own team t-shirts and caps and the like, and go from there. As we have a look at the upcoming races, so we're up to round 5 next week. We're going to the nice cold hills of Scotland to Knockhill there, and then we're going to, from Knockhill pretty much to the end, we're going to be permanent road courses now, so no street circuits, nothing like that. So Knockhill, Zandvoort, Navarra, Lebanon, Sachsenring, and then December I will reveal the final track. So yeah, it should be interesting. And then we got the broadcast, or the schedule for the upcoming next 7 days. We obviously have the Mountain Men tomorrow night at Xfinity NASCAR's at Mount Panorama Bathurst, 32 laps, 200 kilometres, starting at 8:30. 2 random safety cars. Just check when Joe pits and pit then. We then Monday night we'll be broadcasting with Adam Lavis the LMP2 challenge from the Red Bull Ring, 30-minute race there, straight out sprint, followed by the GT3s at Circuit de Gilles Villeneuve for 2 sprint races. Tuesday night we got the introductory formula of Skip Barber's at Oran Park. There's going to have 3 races there, and they're going to chase that up with 2 races at Misano World Circuit there, Marco Simoncelli Circuit. So that'll be in the Super Formula Lights. Wednesday night, you're going to be broadcast again. We're going to have the truck from Alabama at Talladega Speedway. I reckon that's going to be a fully subscribed server there, Joe.
I'm on fire,
that one.
Tom Cruise.
And then we're going to chase it up with some more V8 action at in Belgium there from Spa-Francorchamps with a 60-minute race there. Thursday night broadcast again. It's going to be GT4s from Algarve, 2 sprint races, and then going to chase that up with some Porsche Cup with a 40-minute race at Silverstone, and then join us again in 7 days. Like we mentioned before, Knockhill. So we're going to be at Scotland there. There's going to be Some good passing. There is some bumps, significant bumps at the chicane, but there's some good passing at the hairpin there. So we'll see how it all goes. It should provide us with a thrilling finish if someone dives up the inside at the final turn.
My lordy, I tell you what, if we get 40 plus cars like we did tonight around Knock Hill next week, it's going to be pandemonium. You won't know where to look. There's going to be lap cars. It's going to be, I don't know. It's going to be great. I can't wait, but it's certainly going to be one not to miss yet again, especially with the big numbers.
It'll be like Bristol. About 4 laps into it, you'll be at the. If you're the leader, you'll be at the end of the conga line. But there it is. There, GSRC merch, myshopify.com. Get onto it and get yourself something from there. Like I said, you can contact the guys there. I think it's Chris Stark, and make up some merchandise for your particular team or sponsor. So get onto it, and we can provide you some solutions there, as well as even link you up with Flash Graphics there. And Johnny, he's pretty handy at doing that stuff.
Well, that pretty much wraps us up for the night, I think, Nick. It's another week in the books. It's week 4 of 10 for the GSRC. In what's been a bit of a purple patch for the club. So anybody who wants to get amongst it, by all means, jump onto race.gsrci.net, I think it is. Off the top of my head, I probably should have known.
Yep.
Yeah, I got it right. So yeah, jump on there. All the instructions if you want to get involved. You're obviously, if you've been involved and think that we're doing something you might want to get involved in, by all means, come back, hit us up. We're on the socials, we're on the Discord once you're a member, and we've got a great community there of like-minded guys who like to help each other. So yeah, proud of where we're at, proud of where we're going, and it looks like we're in for another good week coming up, Nick.
Yeah, it should be good fun. Still 6 more weeks of this to go, and then we're into the small off-season that we do get.
All right, so with that, I think we can probably just about wrap it up for a Friday night. It's been a long week of broadcast, long week of racing. Congratulations to Dan Yeaman taking out race 2. I wouldn't mind betting looks like Chris Noble and Fred Kahn might have almost taken 3rd position. Overall, tied on points, and Aidan Leithwaite and Dan Yeaman took out the win overall, I think. So congratulations to those 4 drivers. It's not bad, 4 guys up on the podium. Congratulations to them. So we'll see you on Monday night for the next broadcast, as we said before, with the LMP2s and the GT3s to lead us into week 5 of the GSRC. So thank you, Nick. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Adam, and all the other guys. And we will see you all next week. Goodbye.